Okay, this is Grape Rush right from the very beginning and start of the weekly competition to a fully completed grape farm. Let's see how we get on and let's see how it's done. So we first need some cash, so let's get rid of the ponds. Don't need them for the time being. Can get some extra money. We need a wind turbine to produce electricity. And over here we can put our warehouse to store the electricity. We don't need this wall anymore, but we do need to produce water drums because what we're going to be doing, we're going to be producing lumber. In order to create grapes, we need one lumber for each grape farm. And we also need a worker to collect our electricity. And it looks like we are running out of wood, so let's get a lumberjack. We can put him here for the time being. And now we need to start producing our lumber. So that's why we are going to create a lumber mill. We will put our first Pinot Noir grapevine farm. Unfortunately, by putting the lumberjack house here, it is creating some wind blockage for our wind turbine, which is why it's taking a bit longer. So I think we may have to remove this lumberjack house so that we can create energy a lot faster. So as you can see, the lumber mill requires 2 energy, 1 water drum, and 4 wood. So I'm just flushing what's in the silo because there was only 1 wheat, and there's no point creating any more wheat because the wheat that was here was just going to take too long. And I think we're going to have our first piece of lumber for our Pinot Noir vines. So we're just going to focus on grapevines from now on. So the reason why I stopped the crafting of the lumber was because the lumberjacks automatically take the wood straight to the lumber instead of the woodshed. And at the moment, I don't need any more lumber. I've already got 3, so I can make 3 more grapevines when I have the cash. So I'll just stop him for the moment so that my lumberjack can continue adding wood to the woodshed. And then my farmer can take the wood to the grapevine. Otherwise, there won't be any wood there. The lumber mill will keep on collecting all the wood, and there'll be nothing left for the grapevine. So I'm about to run out of cash, so I will be selling the water facility. So because I've got 18 water barrels and I don't need any more. 18 is enough for another 18 lumber, so I'm going to remove him, get $7,500 to keep paying my workers. So you've got to keep track of that, keep on top of it, and don't run out of cash. So I'm going to create one more grapevine, and if I get low in cash, I can always sell some fuel, because fuel goes for 14,500, which is pretty good. Plus, I don't need that much fuel at the moment. So there's always that. Okay, so you saw me sell my gasoline for about 14,500 cash as I needed it. I was running low. And with that money, I bought an extra grape farm. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5. Also started making more lumber because I'm starting to max out my wood in my woodshed. But if I need to, I will pause him again if I see that there's no more lumber in the woodshed and I need wood for my grape farm. So keep on top of that. You need to pay attention. Otherwise, there'll be no wood left in the woodshed and nothing to feed your grape farm. And you need to get these grapes up and running as fast as possible. You need these 10 grapes to sell at the market to start getting some cash in. Okay, so I've calculated that I will have 10 grapes in 3 minutes, and I have enough cash in the bank to sustain the workers for an extra 3 minutes. So there's more than enough for me to create this extra grape farm over here, this extra Pinot Noir vine over here. Okay, we can now sell our first batch of grapes. So let's get that started. Okay, now we need to build more grapevines. Now that we got some extra cash in the bank. And let's try and aim for perhaps 10 or so. So that we can have 10 grapes every 7.5 minutes preferably, or roughly around that. So we got ourselves another builder so that they can take the lumber to the grapevines. And we also need some more lumberjacks because we are running out of wood very quickly. So we need a dirt road in order to build a couple lumberjack houses close by. I think we need ourselves another farmhouse because our farmer is probably been overworked at the moment. Okay, so now we've got our second batch of grapes which we can sell. Another 50,000. That will be of some use. So I'm creating another wind turbine as we are running out of energy because our lumber mill is consuming 2 energy all the time. So the reason why I'm creating some grape fields over here is because I am next to a river. So whenever you are next to a river, it provides passive water for 5 squares. So it gives 5 water to the closest square next to the river, and then it reduces by 1 each square you go further away. So 5 water here, 4, 3, 2, 1. And grapevines only need 2 water in order to produce grapes. So I can put the grapevines over here without needing to use a marsh or a pond for the moment. So if I just complete this construction, you'll see that it's got 2 out of 2 water, and it's not next to a marsh, but it's still receiving 2 passive water from the river on the right. So now I'm going to start working towards creating my fuel supply. So I'm going to start with a pond here, water pump on the right, water pump on the left, and then have my petroleum and energy producing facilities down below. And you'll soon find out what that looks like. So I'm going to create my lumber yard where it will sit permanently. I'm not going to move it from this spot, as I need more storage for my lumber and also my wood. I'm putting a pond here because this is where one of my ponds are going to be, and I want to make some grapes closer by. So as soon as this pond is created, I'll put some grape fields around here. And then I'll start working on my gasoline and fuel and so on. Okay, so the reason why I haven't fully completed these buildings is because I didn't need them to create my gasoline just yet. I was happy to wait until I get down to zero, and in fact I want to get down to zero because I want to move my fuel storage from this location to this location, so it's right in front of the refineries, which will be able to produce my petroleum and my fuel, and then they can just dump it straight into the storage right outside the building, so it's less of a distance for them to walk. It's also going to be much closer to the oil pumps. So if I just create the oil pumps right now to start the timer, these will start to produce oil, well, oil drums, and my worker house will be collecting them. I will want to put the forklift guy close by so he can collect oil drums and put them straight into the fuel storage, which will be very close by. So that's what I want to do as well. So I'm going to sell my last batch of grapes, well, with my last bit of fuel, and now I can activate these. So I didn't need these buildings before, and the worker salaries are quite high, so there's no need in spending cash when I don't need to. So now that I definitely need to start producing fuel, I can fully complete these buildings, which I'll do now. So this is going to be the warehouse, so that my power plants can start putting the electricity straight into the warehouse. And I've got my refinery in the middle, another power plant, and then another refinery. So the purpose of having two power plants next to one refinery is so that when he creates gasoline, the passive effect of 6 energy is already taken effect with this refinery. See, he doesn't need any more energy, no more electricity. He's getting it from the two power plants, which provide 3 passive energy for the tile right next to it. And again, the water drum. So 2 water drums. He's getting so the refinery is getting 1 water drum from this pump and another water drum from this pump, which is why I have 2 water pumps either side of this pond. And my second refinery is going to be producing my petroleum. So the petroleum only needs 2 energy and 1 water drum. So again, it's getting the energy from the power plant right next to it, and it's also getting the water drum from the water pump right next to it. So now that I've got my fuel storage close by, there's no need to keep this one, so I'll remove that fuel storage. And also want my lumber mill close to my water pump, because when producing lumber, the passive effect from the power plant has taken effect for the lumber mill, so it's 2 out of 2 energy, and the 1 out of 1 water drum has taken effect from the water pump. So now all he needs to do is collect wood. Simple as that. All my refinery guy needs to do is collect crude oil to make petroleum. He needs 2 oil drums to make petroleum, and then he will take the 1 petroleum and start producing fuel. So let me just stop this guy from creating energy, because I don't necessarily need energy right now. I need fuel, so that as soon as the oil drums get added to the fuel storage, then my little scientist can collect the oil drums and start producing petroleum. For the time being, I'm going to be moving my trade depot to the corner spot here because I want to put an oil pump over here. And I can't put it here because it needs to be by a road. So this is our tree farm completed. We've got 9 trees, or 9 tree farms in operation. We don't need any more than that. So now we can concentrate on creating our grape farm. So the rest is pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I need to complete the full build. What you do is you go from here and you complete the grape farms across the whole of the town. You upgrade your farmers to tractors. You upgrade your lumberjack house to the logger house so that they collect wood a lot faster than the lumberjack house. And these farm tractors are so much faster than the farmhouse guys. And that's pretty much it. It's fairly straightforward from here on. You just clear out all of the trees, replace them with grapes. You will make this row the logger house guys, and just customize it and tweak it as to how you like. So hopefully this gives you a good idea as to how to kind of rush to producing a huge grape farm. And as you can see, I am in the top 3 since starting this weekly competition, so I'm sure you can do something similar. Okay, I will catch you guys later, and be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification to be notified for any future videos that I produce. Hopefully I'll be making some other ones which are not just grape farming guides, but I think this was in high demand as a lot of you wanted to see how you start the grape farm village, how you get to produce the fuel and gasoline and the petroleum, how I lay out all the buildings. So I hope you liked it and enjoyed it, and give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already played Gala Games Town Star, do sign up with my link below in the description. It'll be greatly appreciated. And I'll catch you next time. Oh, and also remember to subscribe if I haven't said that already. Okay, catch you guys later. Cheers. Bye.